Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, Tutu. Hello, Twe. Don't worry, we are fine.
Those good old days.
Yes, we are fine. We're okay. We're just excited. It's been an interesting weekend in the history of Nigerian politics, and the program is called Political Voyage. We're taking you on a journey, and so we have all the gist and all the news that you can use and all the background and this and that.
Apologies to our listeners because of the talking points and a lot of issues we're going to discuss today. They should bear with us. We've rested
The segments.
the two other segments.
This day in history.
This day in history, and quotable quotes.
Quotes.
So
We
please
might even
bear with
stumble
us.
on some quotes while we're at it.
Yeah, sure. But we promise you it will return next edition, next week.
Next week,
God willing.
God willing. All right, so quickly, there are a couple of things happening in and around, but we're going to focus one on the PDP primaries that went down in Abuja over the weekend.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about the APC Presidential Screening, which is happening today and tomorrow.
Mhm.
You know, they're talking about 23, not 28. Okay, we'll talk about that, which also puts to bed one or two conspiracy theories. Then
No, not conspiracy theories. Some aspirations.
aspirations. But they were theories at some point. Then they became aspirations because the forms were actually purchased.
Yeah.
So you're right. And moving away from that, we also talk about what's going to happen in Delta State. It's the Labour Party Presidential Primaries. Who would have
Yeah.
thought? Who would have thought, actually? You know?
Let's calm down.
All right, that's what it is. And of course, right about now, there's no need to go back and forth. Let us quickly dive right into it. We about how Dino Melaye lost out on his senatorial bid
Yeah.
and the connotations and implications of that. Within every party, there are caucuses.
Yeah.
And within the caucus, there are other caucus. So, but this particular one, it seems like Dino is aligned with Atiku.
Yeah, and apart from that, when it comes to politics, because I am in Kogi State, yeah, it's just when it comes to public perception or popularity among Nigerians, Dino has it. Give it to Dino. Dino is known on the larger scale, on the national scale, and national level, the national level. When it comes to the grassroots politics in Kogi State, the guy they call TJ or something.
TJ
is grounded. Is even superior, has bigger clout than Dino Melaye in that constituency. Another thing that worked for the guy is a current serving member of House of Representatives, while Dino has been out of government for 4 years.
Yeah.
So all Dino could have used under the guise of empowerment constituency project is not been there for 4 years. These are things that probably could have endeared him more to the people, but those things were missing in the last 4 years. But when it comes to politics in Kogi State, TJ is grounded, is more popular, has larger, bigger clout than Dino Melaye in that constituency, within that constituency. But the person known nationally that we believe has the bigger clout of perception among Nigerians is Dino Melaye. That is the irony of politics. And politics is
but
local.
where it matters the most in Kogi State, TJ is a grassroots person. And of course, it has shown, and it is said that this is not the first time he's defeating Dino.
Yeah.
He had defeated him a couple of years ago. That was when they were both running for House of Reps.
So, but give it to the guy. The guy is grounded. Give it to the guy. The guy is bigger than Dino when it comes to Kogi politics. Either within PDP or AD or whatever, he's bigger than Dino. And I'm putting this out there for the records. Anybody that thinks he has a contrary opinion should please take
Bring it. All right, quickly let's move to the PDP primaries. A lot of names were mentioned, but when push came to shove, only a few of them appeared as presidential candidates. They are presidential aspirants. We know that a lot of people bought the PDP form. For instance, Ayo Fayoshi bought the form.
Ayo Fayoshi, that's politics for you. Ayo Fayoshi bought the form. Didn't even vote for himself.
Talking about voting for self, when Nyesom Wike, the governor of Rivers State, voted, he showed everybody his card. Do you know who you voted for? Tambuwal. Speak about that, Yemi. Well, I saw the picture and like, yes.
Give it to Wike. Wike is a politician, but What happened at the PDP primaries, presidential primaries, is a sad thing for Nigeria, and I'll tell you why. Whether it's unfair for equity, for fairness, for justice, I don't see why anybody from northern Nigeria should think it's something to be celebrated or Atiku should be the guy that should be put forward. Whether it was PDP or APC, we've had 8 years of President Muhammadu Buhari. Naturally, it should be southern.
He's from the north.
He's from the north. And another thing for me is this: some of us have been making case for Southeast, but Southeast messed themselves up. Southeast as a region has 85 votes or expected delegates at that convention.
Yeah.
You had 3-4 Southeast
Candidates.
on the ballot.
Pius Ayim was one of them. Ohabuan was a candidate.
The lady too was there.
Yeah.
And one other guy. And sad thing was
collectively they didn't get up to 20 votes.
Collectively didn't get up to 20 votes. And I was when Tambuwa came up with the magic and stepped down for what was it called, for Atiku, and directed all his delegates to vote for Atiku. If all these Southeasterners or South candidate aspirant from Southeast that come up and say, okay, please just give us 30 seconds, and all of them stepped down for the most prominent candidate from the Southeast, it would have been a clear message
that we are backing one of our own. It
would have been a clear message to the delegates. And let me tell you something. Yes, we cannot be hypothetical. We cannot be saying what if. Or what if that happened, I probably would see the likes of Une Saraki, being a politician that I know, backing down to, because
you know what, I think I support this cause.
I think I support the cause just because he wants to be relevant. If he wants to go for the number one, but he sees if he can do a bit of Austria. And at that point too, I won't be shocked if he says, okay, let us go to Southeast. But everybody, because if it is the truth, I'm just now here talking as an analyst, speaking as an analyst now. If that had happened, and I guess the most prominent there was Pius Ayim. If that had happened, I probably would say Saki that I think I've done a bit of psychoanalysis of him. But I want to step down out of the contest and let's just pull. And that meant it could just be last minute horse trading. And once you make that passionate appeal, forget about the people that have collected dollars and what have you. It now becomes a regional thing, a tribal thing, an ethnic thing at that stage. And all you need is to your tent.
To your tent, O ye Israel. And
obviously the one have been a clear winner.
Yeah, okay, one of the things that's on the lips of a lot of Nigerians are talking about this, is the monetization of the whole process, the delegate process, the delegate system, the monetization. Yemi, what's your take on this?
When Nigerians are not making it, and I think this thing started out from the deliberate misinformation by Donyo Kukwe, when they said we don't have $20,000 to give to 4,000 delegates. A fact check of that lie. PDP had just 810 or 11 delegates.
It was even reduced to 774. One per local government.
So that's the first lie. And a simple question to supporters of Peter Obi, who those that I have classified, out of mischief, Obioma. The question is this: when Peter Obi was in PDP and was picked as running mate to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar in 2019, was that process not monetized? So why is it now a saint in 2023?
Well, a lot of Peter Obi supporters would tell you, Yemi, that he didn't get involved until after the.
Now, let me now shock you. I know Peter Obi went around the country. I know there are some states in Nigeria that all they have is airstrip. Even when they have airport, there's no commercial flight to those states. How did Peter Obi get to those states? Private jets. Do you know how much it costs you to charter a private jet for one leg? That's an average of $10,000 to $12,000. So was that paid with sand?
Yeah, but he didn't say he was a poor person.
But that is spending money the right way for campaigns.
Yes.
I'm making a case. But money is involved in politics. So there's nobody that will come and tell me, or come to me and say that I don't need money, I don't have money to get, I won't spend money. You will spend money to push yourself out there. The advocacy, the branding, the perception management, the reputation management, and even the logistic of moving back and forth, keeping your secretariat running, you spend money. But fine. Back to what we're saying, delegates have been monetized since 1992. the Professor Tam David West of blessed memory. We were at an event together, and he said, even the June 12, 1993 elections, we are all celebrating. That what it means is, out of the flawed and fraudulent process we've been having, this one seems to stand out. But that doesn't mean it didn't have its elements of fraud, or it didn't have the elements of inducement or monetization. What are we saying? It's something that we need to look at, and it take away from me from a video that was already syndicated or circulated of former President Goodluck Jonathan talking about National Assembly members, the Electoral Act. I think we need to come up with a unique process of how delegates emerge. I think we should take this thing away from politicians and political parties. And I will say this: the kind of corruption, the kind of bigotry, the kind of insecurity, the kind
Violence.
of violence, and the dismantling of our national values by politicians since 1999 is alarming.
I agree.
So I think there's a need for us. This is my own suggestion now. I think I'm going to come up with two. We need to come up with a political bureau which is non-partisan. So at every election cycle, you come up. You could have eminence. Yeah, there's no brand. There's no sector nowhere in Nigeria that corruption has not, is not endemic or rooted. Mm-hmm. But at least we could pick these guys in the political bureau. Maybe a collegiate of 60 people.
Okay.
Yes, you might say it's almost the same thing or what have you. But the political bureau will evaluate these candidates for all parties and pick the best for all parties and let them come out at the contest. We might even involve our tradition or include.
Why don't we just get INEC involved with the process
from
the get more than they are doing now?
Yeah, and
why don't we just do that?
And we might even come up with a lot of things that before you can aspire for the president, you must have a bit of this in public service, you must have a this in public office. So you just don't wake up from one morning and say, yeah, I want to be the president. You must have
Speaking about that. Speaking about that. Okay, this is an extended version of the show today. We will be running until a few minutes past 1, until 1:15 or thereabout. So, thinking about what you just said and other things that we're discussing. Structures. You mentioned structures, that if there's anybody that wants to be president, they should have certain things in place, right? Yeah. Because if you really want to lead a nation of 200 million people, you should be above ordinary. You should be above average.
It's not just about the structure. When it comes about structure, you should have the network.
Yes, that's still part of it, right?
Yeah, that's part of it. I want to tell a quick story here. I'm not dropping.
Please go ahead.
Then in 2003, I was so naive. I was full of excitement. I was part of Justice Party. In fact, I was one of the coordinator for Ogun State. And we're there in Household of God Church, Reverend Chris Okoti, and everybody was there, coming back and forth and everything. And I was telling them that, you want to have Justice Party to go, you want to introduce it to Kano, you send somebody from Lagos, also go to Kano. I'm like, and you're going to meet Abubakar Karimi in Kano, and he doesn't see anybody in Kano that he knows bringing Justice Party to him, and just a member of your party. You guys are not serious. And what am I saying? You have to have the network. And when we get to that, probably going to shock a lot of Nigerians about their darling Messiah. But it is what it is. Forget about the fact that Peter Obi is a good man. His records in Anambra State could sell him. But beyond Anambra State, can you tell me that the person in Kutugu Lapai or Paiku knows Peter Obi? Do you want to tell me that the person in Safi or probably Danzada in Sokoto or Kebbi knows Peter Obi? Or you want to tell me somebody in Gumel in Jigawa knows Peter Obi? I want to tell me somebody even in Ijebu or let's say knows who is called Peter Obi. Some people just know AD, APC, PDP. Some people they will still vote for party.
Yes, they will. And still speaking about that, actually, I know that someone also tweeted that they have seen different posters in Kano. The guy said this on Twitter, and that he has not seen one Peter Obi poster in Kano.
Oh well,
you're even talking about far-flung places.
To the glory of God, I'm a guy that has, I think I've been to, with all modesty, I've been to 27 to 28 states of the country, across the country. and I've transversed most of this thing by road, till God said, okay, yeah, man, I want to butter your breast more so you can fly to some places, and where you can't, you just have to go by road. Nigeria is such a dynamic nation and complex that it goes beyond simplifying our problems to naira and kobo. I tell people, as much as everybody loves Peter Obi, as fantastic as it sounds, Peter Obi has not interrogated the many problems facing us as a nation.
How do you mean?
You and I sat down here last week and we're talking about how do you solve insecurity, and it was asked the question. It said we will create jobs, and you and I both analyzed that. There's nowhere in the world that terrorism falls or probably befalls a nation because of lack of job or poverty. It is pure extremism. Now, how do you counter the extremism that is sweeping the northern Nigeria, the extremism and the bigotry that is sweeping the southeast with job creation?
All right, let me read a tweet from Peter Obi. We're still talking about the old plans and the fact that he has joined the Labour Party.
Obi is better.
Yeah. So he says, it has been brought to my attention, and I have also observed that some of my numerous supporters...
Most of his numerous supporters, not some, most.
Some of my... Yeah, me please go away.
No, that's the truth, most.
I've been making personal attacks on other aspirants and candidates. Oh, you see, they're attacking even those of us that are neutral.
And their friends,
And whilst thanking you for your support, which I sincerely value and appreciate, I humbly appeal that we all imbibe the spirit of sportsmanship and avoid name-calling or personal attacks on other aspirants and candidates. The common goal is to make Nigeria better. Elections are a democratic contest, and I need not be adversarial.
I want to tell Nigerians, and I will shock them, unless they want to be either deceitful to themselves or they want to deliberately lie. You see, people from Anambra State come and tell us what happened in the Catholic, in the Anglican. This is a man that was the governor of Anambra State. The people of Anglican communion or dominion, power denomination as Christians saw hell.
Really?
Under his watch. This was a guy that was seriously bigoted against every other denomination aside Catholic. So what happens to people that believe in African tradition, or Muslims, or pagans, or atheists? And you see, I've learnt my lessons that there's nobody that's a messiah that can come and solve the problem of Nigeria. There's nobody that can come and say he's a saint too. Everybody has his baggage.
Yes.
And tons of it.
So we should move away from this messianic. You're looking for a messiah.
No.
There are no messiahs out there.
And if you probably want us to go with the records, we probably could bring it out in the open. When it was campaigning for re-election, or probably even when it was going to leave office, he said it's time for Catholic Church to stamp its authority on politics in Anambra State. It's out there in the open.
A statement that he made in public.
So what are we saying? But people don't know that. I'm throwing this. Well, I have a lot of friends watching on Facebook Live. If they want to be sincere to themselves, I want people that are from Anambra State to tell me that I'm lying. That when Peter Obi was the governor of Anambra State and was even succeeded by Obiano, people of Anglican denomination did not see hell in their hands.
And they're both Christians.
They're both Christians. But he laid the foundation that when Obiano got there, I think the headquarters of Anglican Church was demolished.
Wow. In Anambra.
In Anambra State. I'm saying this, people are watching. If you think you have a counter argument, please bring it forward.
That is really, really serious, because if we are going to go forward, we want someone who is tolerant and who does not put religion.
So you want us to come from what was to live
sect.
in Muhammadu Buhari that is being packaged that it is not, but it's evident, to now jump into a Peter Obi?
To be honest with you, I know we discussed a lot of things off air, but that part about the destruction or demolition
that happened under Obiano's
I
watch.
didn't even know.
But the thing has started under his watch.
All right. Okay. So
if I'm still saying it out there, anybody that thinks I'm lying, that wants to contradict what I've said,
step out.
should step out and challenge me that when Peter Obi was the governor of Anambra State, there was not extreme bigotry against the Anglican Communion because he's a Catholic.
Wow.
Moving forward,
all right.
and I want to tell his followers, whether you like it or not, election is about a popularity contest or show popularity, and if you think you have the network across the country to become the president of Nigeria, prove it, and you start proving it from the smaller space, which is the political party. If the party finds you so popular and think they stand the best of chances with you, they'll put you forward.
Okay, so let's take a look at this popularity contest. Let's take a look at the potential presidential candidate and the party screening. We talked about the PDP at the weekend. We glossed over a few things because there are a lot of things that people already know anyway. Yeah. But the Labour Party is putting together its own presidential primaries.
Today?
Yes, it's going to hold today
in Delta State?
In Asaba, Delta State, Nigeria. Now, we all know that Professor Pat Utomi is in contention for the presidential ticket of the Labour Party. Why is Yemi laughing? Now,
good.
But Peter Obi has a presidential ambition.
Yeah.
When he resigned his membership of the PDP, and after that announcement came through, there were people talking about him being affiliated to the NMP, but it wasn't from him. It was just speculation. When he came out as Labour. But before he did that, one or two journalists had actually tweeted that he was going to the Labour Party.
Yeah.
You would have thought, now me being a political mind and a political analyst, would have thought someone who has left a party 3 or 4 days to the party's presidential primaries and who says he still wants to be president on another bill, wouldn't he have gone to a party that would hand him a consensus ticket rather than a party that already has an existing presidential candidate who fancies himself as the candidate?
You see,
because we're talking about politics here. Politics is about calculations, it's about numbers, it's about permutations. So why do I leave PDP to go to Labour Party that they are not going to remember that the deputy governor of Ondo State, the former deputy, did something similar.
But is that it Labour Party?
No, before he went there, he went to PDP. He lost at the primaries.
And he went to Zenith Labour.
Then he now went to Zenith Labour Party. He ended up in 2 or 3 parties. What I'm saying is that as a politician, there are options of at least 20 parties.
At least.
Why go and you believe in yourself? That's why you have left the structure of the party that you were in. You believe in your supporters. You believe in your own network.
Your voting block.
Now, we do not know the delegate system that the Labour Party has in place. If it's going to be an open system, the open secret ballot, or is it going to be a delegate system? If it's the delegate, do they have statutory delegates?
No, is it going to be on? They don't have a choice than to go through what is in the electoral, the statutory delegates.
So, you get what I'm saying? So if you're talking statutory delegates, you join
ad hoc delegates rather.
Sorry, statutory is the elected guys. Ad hoc delegates. If it's going to be ad hoc delegate for the Labour Party, you join them a few days to their primaries. So you might lose.
Can I say something? You see, this is you wasting so much
saliva,
exerting or expending so much energy. First, I was like Patu to me. Who is Patu to me? What's the electoral value of Patu to me? What's the electoral worth of Patu to me? What's the electoral or political significance of Patu to me? Zero. Zilch. Nada. So, if Labour Party's National Working Committee wants to put up a strong contest in the forthcoming election, the probably will, if they are serious, they just give it to Peter Obi. This is not me talking as a fan of Peter Obi, but this is me talking as a politician. Is it this same Pat Utomi that was gunning for the governorship of Delta State on the platform of APC in 2019? That means that did not even know where they were going to hold the primaries.
The venue.
This is an unserious politician, if I can use the word, that appears every 4 years like Jimmy Agbaje.
Oh. but he didn't appear this time around.
No, he appeared now, but it's JJ Magbaji. No, I want to retire. That day will fly.
The Lord be with you.
No, but that's
you know. So you mean
but I was gonna
it,
say
it makes more sense for the Labour Party to hand the ticket
to Peter
Obi.
He's a more serious candidate. Although both of them to me are just they're just trying. They are there to prove a case, you know. But he's a better candidate than obviously Patutomi. To me is no candidate. No serious political party would think of Patutomi being on the ballot. He cannot gather 100 votes. Even his family, I don't think everybody will vote for him. His household, I'm that blunt with Patutomi. Patutomi has never added anything beyond speaking English to Nigerian political space. That's the truth.
This is my view.
And probably is one vote, and I doubt if he votes regularly, votes at every election cycle.
Okay.
It might quite be elitists that probably will not even want to go out to vote. So what are we saying? But away from that, you and I were talking politics. Look at Senator Abarebe. He was going for the governorship of Abia State on the platform of PDP.
Yeah.
A party that is served as a deputy governor for 8 years under Orji Zokalu. A party that has always been taken into the Senate at every dispensation.
Back to back.
And that disaster in governance called the Piazu obviously felt.
You're referring to the current governor?
Yes, like Piazu. I mentioned his name. I'm not sure. I'm not. I can say it. The governor that is proud that a shopping mall is the only thing he has done in almost 8 years. A governor is saying it should be it's my flyover. I can decide when I want to build it, and can you imagine that kind of low thinking from a governor in 8 years? A governor that's paying someone that was justifying is it 500 now as maternity, whatever. So you could see, obviously the guy would obviously want to go for is a failure or a greater failure than him in governance, or a projected greater failure than him in governance, and he shot out Abarebe. And you know what? Abarebe went to, I think it's Abga, left the party, went to Abga, now dropped his gubernatorial ambition to contest against the House for the same senatorial.
So we're expecting a battle in that senatorial.
Which battle? Ikpeazu will cry. Ikpeazu is going on political retirement.
He's a sitting governor.
He's good. Didn't Ayade lose his primary thing?
He didn't contest.
Ayade contested.
He did not contest.
His name was on the ballot.
He did not contest.
His name was on the ballot.
Yemi, Ayade did not contest.
His name was on the ballot.
Ayade did not.
Will Ayade be screened tomorrow or today by APC for the presidential primary?
There's a list of 23.
Is his name there?
Well, we'll find out.
Oh, I know. Curiously, the lady that defeated Ayade, because that was the news, at least based on what we saw, was aspiring to be the woman leader or something. Ayade schemed against her. But that beautifully, Ayade did fine.
She's fine.
She's
very fine.
No, Ayade did that one right. And the lady, went back, did her homework, and defeated Ayade.
Well, I think maybe what happened politically is that Governor Ayade looked at the scenario and said, we didn't allow her to become woman leader, which was zoned to their own side.
Like, let me allow her be a senator.
Okay. I think it was magnanimous.
How many governors are that magnanimous like this?
Governor Ayade was magnanimous.
From your perspective? Because
yes,
it's an official thing.
From my perspective. But officially, they have denied that he contested.
When they lost disastrously, why won't they deny?
He did not lose. He didn't contest.
Why was his name not on the ballot?
Who put his name there? He didn't contest. The person is running for
buy
president.
a senatorial form.
He did not. He bought the presidential.
He bought both.
It's not him that bought the senatorial.
Politicians.
It's not him.
But for me, so I think, for Peter Obi, I said this, and I will say this again. I was one of the people that was clamoring, was shouting, that believed and fought for the ticket, especially of the PDP, to come to Southeast. And I told people.
I explained some things to you.
You and I agreed. But I said this to people. I said, well, it's obvious that they would not give it to Southeast like they did. Obviously, they did. But I expect the Southeast to do something now. Go to your region. You might not get it at this dispensation, but adopt a party as this is the party of our region. This is a party.
But you're asking them to do what they've done for the last 20 years.
What have they done?
They have adopted the PDP.
No, I said now that the PDP has failed them, they don't have to go to a national party now. They have to create a regional bloc. Now, what does that regional bloc gives you? You have a party that can fit in and fill up the void of that sentiment. Abga. make sure a lot of people move to Abga. Get people on into public office as much as you can on the platform of Abga. Show APC and PDP that yes, we mean business. Vote against them. If they don't even get the 75% in your state, fantastic. Because you know what that means? They will come and negotiate with you. And because they have to be a runoff. So, do you know what that means? By the time you do that, and now get people that have sense, that wants to work. Now start with a massive developmental agenda and good governance for your region. If they don't come to beg you in 2027, God willing, God preserve us and protect us as a one entity and a one sovereign state. By 2031, they will come and beg you with that presidency.
Because you worked for it long term.
Yeah.
And that has always been the problem.
But they felt they had it secured and locked down with PDP. But now PDP has, and you know, the sad thing is this. What the northern bloc or region has done with Atiku, the only thing that will not make it a disaster if APC should come south, and by one way or the other we could balance it off. If you have another president other Muhammadu Buhari, trust me, I'm not being a prophet of doom, but these guys have just started the journey of the beginning of the end of this political entity called Nigeria.
So a lot is riding on what the APC does now. So let's talk about the APC. They are screening 23.
So at least Emefiele is out, Jonathan is out.
Yes.
But I'm still sure they might not come up with a waiver at some point. It's the party.
Well, it's a party. It's a political party, and you can never, ever put anything past politicians.
You see, for me, I can see the Jonathan hands and whatever. Even someone confirmed some things we read we cannot say, blah blah blah. But it will be an interesting time. Really, it will be something very interesting to look forward to. Seeing former President Goodluck Jonathan, APC. Do you know the slogan? Let's do it again.
Let's do it again. You know, so
let's do it again. She chops serious breakfast at her papa. And now I'm more constituency.
You know, it was Governor Fayemi of Ekiti that said that most of the people on the list of presidential candidates for the APC are jokers. He didn't say it in those exact words. He said something like only 5 presidential APC aspirants are serious. This is ascribed to him by Premium Times. Yemi, of course you want to agree with that.
Sorry, I want to ask you a question. Dave Umahi, is this serious?
And again, let's talk about one of them that will not be attending the screening except something happens in the court.
Emefiele?
Rochas Okorocha.
Rochas? I wish him well.
It won't be. Will he be attending?
It was Richard serious as a person.
Okay, so let me run through names for you, and you tell me who you think is serious and not serious. We'll start with Dimeji Bankole.
On serious? Seriously on serious?
He actually bought the form, remember?
Seriously on serious?
Ahmed Yerima.
Seriously on serious?
Uju Ohaneye.
Pythonically on serious. You know that as well as a Python.
It is said that she picked up the form at 30 million. I think that's a subsidized rate for women. We should run through. Ogbonaya Onu.
In between.
Nicholas Felix.
On serious.
A Nigerian pastor. Remember him that bought the form?
No, that one is on serious.
Ibikule Amosun.
A spoiler.
God's Will Akpabio.
Seriously on serious.
Adams Oshiomole.
Well, he has picked up the senatorial ticket, so you should know it was just clowning around.
But 100 million.
Go on.
Did he even pay? We're not sure, right? So, Kayode Fayemi.
Spoiler.
Ken Nnamani.
Neither here nor there. No, Ken Nnamani, neither here nor there. It's not serious.
Chukwemeka Nwajoba.
Serious because of his close ties to Buhari.
Ben Ayade.
On seriously serious.
Chris Ngige.
Sorry, can you please give me names of people?
That was deliberate. Yemi Oshibajo.
Seriously serious.
Tunde Bakare. He seems to have disappeared after picking up that phone.
No, Tunde Bakare.
I've not heard much from Pastor Tunde Bakare.
It's just a personal.
I think it's something that he's trying to do.
It's a personal illusion. Go on.
Rotimi Amechi.
Seriously serious.
Yahya Bello,
Comical relief.
very serious.
It's
Yemi.
serious comical relief, but it's serious.
But he's
about it.
serious.
Yeah, serious comical relief.
Rochas Okorocha,
Serious.
Oji Uzokalu, he pulled out. He has pulled out.
Prospective cleaner of Asurok when Lawan becomes the president. He said that. He said it will sweep.
David Umahi,
On serious, I've said that.
Bola Tinubu.
Serious lifelong ambition.
All right, you're still listening and watching Political Voyage out here on your.
Is that all?
Yes.
Wait.
Well, that's all I can read. Is there more that you're expecting? You're expecting good luck, Jonathan?
And Mephi.
Bobo.
So fine. Go on.
Okay. So, Yemi, there are a lot of permutations here and there. People are talking. You get. How do we guide or help people? Like you've done, these are the serious people and these are the unserious people. But how do we help people, zero in and understand the implications of getting it right?
I know some people will still want to come for me. I came up with a post where I called the fans or supporters of Bola Ahmed Tinubu Baptist or Adonites. I called the supporters of Vice President Yemi Osinbajo sinners. I called supporters of Peter Obi Obioma.
I should stop laughing at this point.
But now let's not get down to serious business. Let me start with Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Like some of us have been saying, this is going to be the biggest test of whatever thing that's been ascribed to him, political sagacity, is blah blah blah. But you see, I found out that a lot of his supporters are really kicking against consensus arrangements and what have you. And I came up with this analogy. You cannot be giving people in Lagos State, politicians in Lagos State, fufu and egusi every 4 years. And they want to serve you the same portion in Abuja. And not saying it is poison. You eat it too.
He has to.
He will eat it, he must eat it. And if the consensus arrangement is coming, I don't see it favoring Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I've sat down with generals, I've sat down with former head of states, I've sat down, and whether you like it or not, the opinion of the guy, of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is enough to let you know that they probably will not want to queue behind him. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, fantastic gentleman, he has the appeal, he's a lawyer, he's a pastor, so he's good at the manipulation and condition of our minds. So he knows the right thing to say to you at the right time to make you believe all is well, even if snake is biting you. So that is his training. And he's been in bed with this government in the last 7 years, and the burden of its failure, it carries it. But for me, my own opinion, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo is their plan B or plan C.
Who is the plan A?
The plan A, I'm still coming to him.
Okay, let's carry on. The
plan A has demonstrated one thing which is lacking in everybody's campaign. A certain article that you say has a bit of background in paramilitary, and the person is Rotimi Amechi. There's one guy following Rotimi Amechi around. I love Nigerians don't see the import of it. That is Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Buratai, the former chief of army staff, who I called the head of state while he was in office, because he was the one that was calling the shots as far as I was concerned. But
that's according to security apparatus.
He was the head of state. But what does that tell the people, the institution that safeguards, that protects democracy everywhere in the world, which is the military? It says, it's just saying something, we are with him, he has our backing. Whether you like it or not, President Muhammadu Buhari is a general. Tukur Yusuf Buratai is a general. The people that will decide where to queue up to, behind and everything, most of them are retired generals. Esprit de corps will come into play. So if they, and because I know, and let me put it out there, the illusion among the supporters of Bola Ahmed Tinubu that yes, he was the one that carried the party, he was the one that made President Muhammadu Buhari president in 2015. Let me clear your doubt. Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not spend as much as Rotimi Amechi spent on that campaign.
How are you sure about this?
That is who was ferrying Buhari around the country. Who? Why do you think Wike is? Why are they probing him? That was what they spend the money on. And secondly,
so are you saying that
it might be payback time?
Are you saying that Bola Ahmed Tinubu didn't spend money at all? Too?
I'm not saying he did not spend. I said did not spend as much.
How are you sure about that? I think.
Secondly, even if don't get me wrong, he played a key role. But the same thing with other political actors and gladiators. If Saraki did not join that movement, there was no way Buhari would have won Kwara and Kogi. We didn't. If Kwankwaso pulled out against them, they wouldn't have won Kano. Because when President Muhammadu Buhari came on the platform of CPC and Kwankwaso was there as the governor, PDP won in that state for Jonathan.
And Kano has a large number of voters.
If the tacit endorsement of IBB was not there, he wouldn't have won Niger State. And he don't even win Niger State because it was Muhammadu Buhari. He won in Niger State because of Colonel Sonny Bello's son, who was on the ballot as the governor of Niger State. Rochas Okorocha delivered a bit of 25% in Southeast. Other political actors did. So now, please, yes, he played a key role, but it wasn't just all about him. And if you guys are claiming it was the one that made President Muhammadu Buhari president in 2020,
okay, so Yemi,
he should make himself president in 2020.
The people who are saying it statistically have a very strong point, because there's a block vote from the Southwest for Buhari that did not happen in the South.
I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
We know the sentiment of South was because he was running against a Southern president.
Yeah, but the facts are the facts.
No, let me now clear something. The block vote that came for President Muhammadu, the Southwest already has been, presidency has not always been going PDP's way now. Since 1999.
No, but in
since 1999.
No. Yeah, in 99 it was the AD. The following year,
don't let us go to that one.
It was not completely.
No, you know why? Yes. You know why? That election, the output and everything wasn't. In fact, we don't pay for that kind of election again.
But you do know that.
But official results, it went PDP's way.
Exactly.
In 2007, it didn't go that way.
In 2007, it didn't go that way. But
in 2011,
the election cycle before that one, it went this side of the PDP.
2011.
So back to the current one,
it didn't go that way.
Back to the current one, Yemi. It shows that the block vote happened.
And now, let's say it.
It did.
Let's get something.
We got 1 minute to go.
I know it did not come with the structure. You know, the electorate, there was this sentiment against Jonathan, and what they did for Southwest is they hyped it and they pushed it in Southwest, and it worked.
So you think that the people of the Southwest were
the one? It wasn't.
They were wired.
How many governors did it go with into that measure?
Okay, wait. You're saying that
another thing is this: whether
the people of the Southwest, they're not as enlightened as we assume they are.
No, the people of Southwest,
they were programmed.
No, the people of Southwest, they probably would just want to vote according to what they think is right, not necessarily along party line. And now, if the 5 NPDP governors did not join them, they were not going to win, no.
And we're talking about the impact of Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the Southwest.
No, but Bola Ahmed Tinubu, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not
contributing to Buhari's victory.
I didn't say Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not contribute and did not contribute heavily. But it's not just about him. Wasn't the only one that contributed that much?
No, but you see, it's not about who did the most.
No, but to his supporters, he made him. If not him, why wouldn't he be the president? How come? There's no way in this country that one man can make anybody the president.
But without the block vote from the Southwest, there was no way Buhari would have won.
But even if he had the block vote from Southwest, without the vote from other regions, he would have been the president.
But he had secured those votes. Without the votes in the Southwest,
which votes?
There's no way he would have
won. Which vote did Buhari secure? In 2011, he was defeated now.
The 2015 elections.
2015 election, it was because who gave him Kano? And Bonu was not Shetima.
Exactly what we're saying.
And Kano. So everybody did their part.
You're talking about what could have been. We're talking about what was.
Yeah, what was, because
the fact of the matter supports people who are saying.
Can I give you a fact?
The Southwest block votes.
It came. What was the total vote of Southwest?
What was the total vote? I don't have the figures.
It wasn't up to 5 million.
That's not the issue.
Don't get me wrong.
Do you know you need the spread?
No, don't get me wrong. If they are gotten the Southwest and those people did not give them the other spread.
Okay, so if you remove that 5 million, Buhari would have still won.
No, but if you remove the other votes, Buhari would have won.
That's the point.
So I'm saying that everybody played a key role.
That is the point. But that's not to discountenance one for the other.
I'm not discountenancing
you
one.
did when you said Amechi did more than.
I'm saying that now, and I'll still stand by it.
You did, but it's wrong.
It's not wrong.
You cannot prove that. You can't prove it.
To go to jail?
You can't prove it. You cannot prove it. No, it's not even about setting you up. It's just that's what we do. That's what we do.
I know you.
It's about facts and figures.
Are you my friend today?
It's about
my friend since now.
It's about facts and figures.
But in all fairness to this don't take anything away from Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Oh God.
He played his role. He played a very key role. He played a very prominent role. But please, just get it out there. One man cannot make anybody the president of Nigeria. There is no that one man. The only person that had that one man that we can say, okay, one man is God. Because God created his...
Is man God? Is God man?
Kind of. Now, he created us in his own image, so he's man like us somehow. But he's a higher man. So, it's just that. Get that right. But for me, the concept that Edmund flies, I don't say favor Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I'm probably saying it's just going to be a debate among those guys to see if it's going to be a contest between Oshibajo and Amechi. My submission. So
in your books now, it's going to be Oshibajo, Amechi 1 or 2, Tinubu 3rd.
If they are going for a primary, the delegates will vote and everything, they just start printing Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu's posters across the country. But if it's that consensus arrangement, Baba ma jẹ fufu àtẹ̀gúsí tó ti ń fún wọn lẹ́kùn yẹn sẹ́.
Yeah.
That food has been serving people in Lagos State.
He will taste it.
He will eat it. It's not poison. A genuine issue. Do you know how many people's political career has been killed, short-lived, short-cycled to his pronouncement?
But can you also talk about the careers that were made?
Compared to those that were killed. She will do a comparative analysis.
Do you know that there were some that were made too? Do you agree?
Should we now compare? And you know another thing, let me even shock these people. Who made Oshibajo more? To the one that made him a commissioner? Or Bolaji Bola that took him as essay that started the Babangida administration at a very tender age? Because if he didn't have such resume, it will never catch the high of Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 1999. People should get a lot of
so basically, do we have to discountenance one just to promote?
So that's why we don't have to now make it look as if one is the alpha and the omega. Yes, there might be alpha beta, but doesn't make it the alpha and the omega.
In conclusion, we need to agree that everybody played a role.
Everybody played a role.
So you're not discountenancing anything that he has done.
No, but don't make one look like superstar. There's no forever champion. No. He's just only current champion. No.
There is no forever champion. There's only current champion. That is according to Mufu Eleron, our friend. And that is our quote of the week. There is no forever champion. There's only current champion. You have to say it right. Champion. All right. That is our show.
It's an exciting one.
Exciting show. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being there.
And if I've offended you with my analysis, please accept my apologies. I'm just trying to be who I am.
That's what it is. And of course, on this show, we allow people to express themselves. He does, I do. We speak our minds.
And sometimes we counter us,
Yes, because we have to.
We have to strike a balance.
Balance things out. So that's what it is. We're leaving now. There's still more to listen to on the radio show. At 2 o'clock, it will be time for the news in brief. It's the headline news is just a 5-minute. At 3 o'clock, expanded 1 hour of the boom bar. And boom bar.
Why are you gonna have me on the bar? At least you want.
No, you're always rushing off.
You want an NSC off me?
Yes.
You had a bet. You want. I've not.
I will be mixing gin and the NSC that we drank already. I will be mixing gin and juice for you if you come through. NSC last month.